we'll be talking about modern drama. So under the modern drama, learning objectives, understanding the characteristics of modern drama, identifying major European and American modern dramatists, and analyze key themes in selected works. On to modern drama, that's the topic. An introduction to modern drama will actually define modern drama as a genre of theatre from late 19th to 20th century, and it focuses on realism, internal conflict, and social critique. Now, modern drama is a type of play written from the late 19th to 20th centuries. I don't know if you understand. And it focuses on real life situations, not like fictional novel that we're writing today that focuses on things that are not really, that are not true. In terms of this modern drama, it focuses on real life situations, things that happen in real life. Then everyday characters, and then social or personal issues, things that is happening in the society. That's what modern drama actually focuses on. Now we talk about realism under this modern drama. We said realism focuses on portraying human behavior, portraying life, human behavior the way as it is without dramatizing it. So we said this focuses on real life setting, natural dialogue rather than dramatizing. That's realism rather than dramatizing. Dramatizing focuses on real life situation. Then I said the key features of modern drama. The key features of modern drama, we talk about the realism and naturalism. Realism now focuses on real life situation, like I explained before. Focuses on real life situation. Now it goes to make the audience feel like they are watching real life videos. And I gave example of maybe you're watching some movies, you start sharing tears, as if you are feeling as if you are inside that movie, as if you were present when the whole things will actually happen, as if it's real, like the whole thing happened, as it's actually happening in real life. That's what it shows. It makes the audience feel like they are watching real life video. Then it focuses on everyday issues, things that are happening around us. That's realism. It talks about things happening around us, life situations, morals question. And a clear example of this is a play written by Henrik Ibsen, which is A Dollhouse. If you read that play, it focuses on situation, life situation happening, things happening around us, and the rest. Then when we talk about naturalism is more extreme. Like it's more it's higher than realism because it shows life as it is, social condition, the way things are happening. It shows human as a product of nature, society being helpless, their fate, the harshness of the society, poverty, struggle, and the rest. That's what naturalism focuses on. Now, I say the difference between this realism and naturalism is that naturalism focuses on real life situations, the way the situation is as it is in real life, portray life as it is, but allow for choice and moral struggle. There's choice, there's moral struggle. But then in naturalism, its shape or focuses is beyond human control, like poverty, social condition, your fate, your struggle. Most of these are even beyond human control. So that's the difference between realism and naturalism. Then we move to social criticism and individual conflict. Social criticism and individual conflict. Now, when you talk about social criticism, it's when a play highlights problems in the society. the problems in the society, such as injustice, corruption, inequality, those things happening. That's what social criticism actually does. It highlights those problems in the society. You read some novel, you get to see the problems in the society. For example, Warri no dey carry last. You see the corruption there. You see how people struggle. You see the struggle of their daily living, how they struggle to survive, poverty, and the rest. That's a clear example. Now, the purpose of this social criticism, what's its purpose? The purpose of it is actually to make the audience think about social issues. You see corruption there, you see sexual abuse and the rest. People trying to fight their way in to get things illegally done and the rest. So it's actually focusing on social issues. Yeah. Not only focusing on these social issues, it focuses on how these people now seeing this social crisis happening, how it shaped their mind on how to actually work to change these situations, to change this, how they can change it. It inspired them. How can we change this situation? That's what it is. Not only focuses on the audience, thinks about social issues, but also inspire changes. Inspire changes. Then we went further to discuss individual conflict. Now, individual conflict talks about struggle within a character or between characters, two characters, the struggle between them. Within a character, it can be within a character or between a character over personal choices, values, and emotion. And I use this clear example. Zuma
Zuma.
his struggling about his
Yes, sir.
emotion and then with the purpose of this individual conflict is actually to explore human psychology, their identity. That's the purpose. And we talk about Otto Miller, his play Death of a Salesman, which talks about conflict, struggle, failure, and relationship. Now, the difference between social criticism and individual conflict. Social criticism focuses on society problems, the individual conflict focuses on personal struggle and inner battle. Social criticism focuses on societal problems, things happening in the society, those difficult challenges happening in the society. While individual conflict focuses on personal struggle, inner battle, like uh, Eliza and
Zuma.
is
Zuma.
yeah, Zuma. Yeah, Zuma. So
Zuma.
it's personal struggle. So that's what individual conflict is. Then we went further to say experimental and symbolic techniques. When you talk about experimental techniques, like unusual or innovative way of presenting a play, unusual way of presenting a play, unusual way of presenting a play, or innovative way of presenting a play. And the purpose is to shock, to engage, and to make the audience think differently. Maybe you're not expecting something to happen in the play, you just got a shock of your life. Maybe, oh, just like those kind of shock you experience while watching. And it makes the audience to actually engage more in the play. And then to think differently. Some play you watch, after watching it, you just like, oh, this is not even supposed to happen like this. You start even arguing among yourselves. I don't know if you understand. So this is what these experimental techniques actually driving into. Now, e.g., we have the breaking fourth walls, characters speak directly to the audience, and the rest. That's a clear example of this. Then we'll talk about symbolic techniques. When you talk about symbols, it's using symbols like objects, characters, or events to represent a larger ideas. We talk about Fate of a Cockroach. Ibsen, known as the father of modern drama, he's the father of modern drama. Sometimes you see this in your objective questions. So take note. Then his famous work, The Girl Has Hedda Gabler. Then the theme of this work is gender role, societal expectation, based on what we've explained. Realism, social criticism, this, if you remember, talk about societal, we talk about in society. Now, Bertolt Brecht created Vermendosfict, alienation effect, keywords, mother courage. That's the title of the play. Then the Caucasian, then shock circle, then theater as a tool, the theater as a tool for political change. That's the theme of that work. Then we go to Samuel Beckett. These are modern writers. So they are modern writers. They go to Samuel Beckett, pioneer of theater of Oxford, famous work Waiting for Godot. The themes, socialism, meaninglessness of life. All these are under what we just explained, like social criticism, experimenters, and the rest. Now, comparison. Now, they are comparing these three characters. Talk about social realism, talks about political theater, whereby we said the symbol actually tried to explain something deeper using symbols like the brackets, Judaism and existentialism. Then I'll talk about modern American drama. We have Otto Miller, known for critique of the American dreams. We have measure. Now we go to key themes in modern drama. What theme we talk about social and injustice? What is social critique? Now in modern drama, it refers to the way playwright uses their works to expose them, outdated tradition. Social critique, we're saying that in modern drama, social critic refers to a playwright that uses work to express and challenge unfair system, outdated tradition, problem, inequality, corruption, oppression. Like we have Faceless. I don't know how many of you have come across that play, Faceless.
Yes. When you talk
Yeah,
about
Faceless is a perfect example of this. Is a perfect example talking about societal problems, inequality, challenges, corruption, especially corruption. Yeah, that's what Faceless even like the Faceless is all about. It talks about corruption and the rest. Even in Warring of the Caribbeans, we see corruption there, lots of corruption. We see challenges faced by the characters, different challenges, and the societal problems that they all face. Now, talking about family conflict and generational issues. Now, family conflict actually focuses on misunderstanding, disagreement, and emotional struggle between or within the families. For example, like parents and children, generations, like that. Now, these people, they hold different belief because what can actually lead to conflict is when you're holding different belief, values, dream, and the rest. So they hold different beliefs, their values may not be the same, their dreams may not be the same, might also lead to conflict, which is not supposed to. Then we talk about the alienation and personal identity. And when we talk about alienation and personal identity, it explores how individual feels, like how individuals feel. Like we use this novel as an example, Mind Boy. How Eliza feels in the novel. Zuma, how does he feel in the novel? All those things. So it talks about how individuals feel disconnected from society, like Eliza. He feels he's not even part of the black because he feels his body has been trapped in a black body, whereas he is a white woman trapped in a black body, all this kind of thing. So we talk about family or even okay, talk individual how individual feel disconnected from society, disconnected from family, even feel disconnected from themselves, and how they struggle to understand or define who they truly are. The only example I could remember now is that Mind Boy. That's a clear example, and I know we've all read Mind Boy. If you look at it very well, it's a perfect example for this alienation and personal identity. So then we move to innovation in modern drama. What is innovation, first of all? When we talk about innovation in modern drama, it refers to new ideas, styles, techniques, and the rest. Now, it's making the drama more provoking, more engaging, more reflective on real life actions. That's the purpose of innovation in modern drama. Talks about the style techniques. They're making the drama more provoking, thoughtful, engaging, then reflecting on real life actions, real life things that are happening in real life. That's what is portrayed there. Now we have the minimalist and symbolic setting. Minimalist and symbolic settings. Now, when you talk about minimalist and symbolic setting, it uses simple stage design with few prop. The stage uses designs, objects to represent deeper meanings. To represent deeper meanings. Then the purpose is to focus attention on dialogue, emotion, abstract ideas, and the rest. That's the purpose. Then we go to non-linear narrative and internal monologue. Now, when we talk about this linear, you know what is linear? It's like something that is not in orderly form, disorder, in a disorder form. That's what it is. So, non-linear narrative and internal monologue events are told out of order, and characters speak their thoughts aloud, like internal monologue. Can also soliloquize. They speak their thoughts aloud, the audience, so that the audience could hear their thoughts, could hear their thoughts. Now, the purpose for this linear narrative and internal monologue is actually to explore memories, to explore emotions, personal truths, memories of the past, emotions, how does the character feels, personal truth, what's the hidden truth about each characters and what the audience should know about these characters. That's what it talks about. I don't know if you understand. All these things, you will not actually see them in your theory question. You actually see them in your objective question. So you pay more attention on their meanings, so that when you see them, you could easily identify them. I don't know if you have any question. I've explained, I recapped, so you understand it.
Please explain that breaking the fourth wall.
Breaking the fourth wall. Breaking the fourth walls. Okay, innovation. Okay, breaking the
Yes.
fourth walls.
Yes.
Breaking is okay when a character directly to the audience. That's breaking the fourth wall. This is when the character speaks directly to the audience. Now breaking that invisible wall that separates the stage from the viewers. Speaks directly. Now, what is the purpose of this breaking the fourth wall? The purpose is actually to involve the audience in the action that is taking place and to make them to reflect. That's the purpose. Breaking the fourth wall is when the characters speak directly to the audience. So the purpose of which they are speaking directly, not just for them, they just want to speak, but to put the audience in that action as well, and to make them to reflect. That's it. You understand it now?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question, please? Peak. How does August Wilson preserve cultural memories through drama? And I've explained, so let me explain it again for a clearer understanding. Now, modern drama reflects societal changes by highlighting real life issues rather than fictional issues. Real life issues present real life situations like gender inequality in some society, in some cultures, they don't regard women as anything. So the purpose of this one now is to just present real life situation the way they are. Classes, the struggle, wars, etc. There are novels that are written that talks about wars, that talk about class, that talks about struggles, that talk about genders inequality, like that. So now, challenging traditional norms as well, values, especially about family identity, authority. It challenges traditional norms. There are some traditional norms which are not even right, but people practice it, all those kind of things. So it challenges traditional norms, challenges traditional values, identity, authority. Now, what makes Brecht theaters epic? Now, what makes it epic is because it focuses on telling the story rather than what immersing the audience emotionally. Just tell the story, tells the story. It uses narrative techniques, uses signs, it uses songs, addressing the audience to critically think. Then, how does August Wilson preserve cultural memory through drama? Now, August Wilson preserve cultural memory by actually also telling the story of African life across different decades. African American life tells the story. You know, all these modern dramas, modern writers, European writers, sorry to say, European writers. So it talks about the African American life, their struggle, their experience, racial discriminations, their cultural identity, and the rest. That's what it focuses on. So I don't know if you understand. If you don't understand, you can draw my attention back to the ones you don't understand. We still have time so that I can explain. Any other question, please?
No.
Okay. Should I ask question then? I don't know if somebody should just explain briefly what realism means. Realism or modern drama, between of them.
Sorry, what did you say?
Somebody should just explain briefly what realism or modern drama is.
According to what you say, realism focused on real life setting rather than dramatization.
Dramatization, okay. Okay, yes, focuses on real life situations. Yeah, real life settings. What about modern drama? So in modern drama, it also focuses on real life situation. Let me see if I can ask one or two questions before we go again. About realism and naturalism, what does it mean?
It makes the audience feel alive.
Okay, yeah, it's correct. Naturalism is life situation. Who again can try? It's only you that is talking. I'm not hearing other people's comments. You're the only one talking. What about social criticism and individual conflict?
Mm, make people think about social issue, like who people see the problems to situations. Yeah.
Okay, social criticism. Social criticism, yeah, highlights the problems in the society, such as inequality, corruptions, and the rest. The purpose is just to make the audience think about social things happening in the society and inspire change, how to change those problems, how to work to fight and then change those situations in the society, those problems, those challenges facing the society. That's the purpose. All right. Another question, please. So I can call
No,
it a day, right?
yeah. Just go back to all
Okay.
those modern European dramas. The second one, Berot Bridge. I've not captured the heading.
So he's a pioneer of theatre upskirt. Famous work, Waiting for Godot. Now what's the theme? Existentialism, meaninglessness of life. So if there's no other question, I can call it a day. Thank you very much for your participation.